What is up, everybody? Welcome to a live stream. It's been a while. It's been a few days. You know, I've been having some crazy weeks here, but we are here. We are here. We are. That's right. Pete Mac TikTok. Time to rock. Alex is first. Cam was in here early. So was Flying Saucer and Trench and Zach Richmond. Will there be stunt jumps today? No. Well, you never know. You never know what'll happen. Anyway, doesn't know what that is. You can go view my channel montage I uploaded yesterday. Yesterday? Yes, yesterday. The adventure is here. And like Circus Maximus Lions, we've been starved of decent Shearer live stream content. So get ready to fill your bellies with prime Shearer steak. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. There's a countdown. All right, so I'm just waiting on Ceage to get in here. She is supposed to be here anytime. But until then, we're going to do, when she gets here, we have some things to talk about. We have some old movies that last live stream I instructed her to watch, and she has watched them. And we're going to see what's up. I'm going to get my overlay going on here. There we go. So like that. A little bit better. All right. Until then, I'm going to draw. I've got my setup here with my light. I did a vlog for my locals community. If you're not a part of locals, shearertown.locals.com. Link is in the description. I did a vlog for them explaining the extreme low budget, high quality light setup that I have right now. So if you're interested in how to get, hang on a second, where's my mouse? If you're interested in how to get an effect like this, where you're separated from the background with color, I can tell you how to do that for under $100. Go to my locals.com dealio, and you can get that. So let me get started with some drawing here. I'm just going to draw. I don't know what I'm going to draw. I'm not going to work on Thunder Punch right now because it'll be a little too much mental CPU power between doing all these things for that. I printed out a bunch of shipping labels for the Art of Brian Shearer Volume 2, which is, yes, behind in shipping, I know, but it's going out. My wife stacked up a bunch of things and a bunch of packages, books. Anyway, that's it there. Hey, AL, by the way, I got your package. Thank you so much. I finally got out to my P.O. box. I really appreciate it. Pineapple Pizza Man. I don't like pineapple pizza. Or pineapple on pizza, but as a character, now, All right, so let's see. I do need to, I do owe you something that I just got to get into the finish that up real. It's not going to take long, honestly. Heretic. I know. No, I'm not. Maybe you're the heretic. How about that? You ever think about that? You ever think about looking in the mirror? Oh, here we go. Oh, where's my thing? There we go.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So, how are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm fine. Welcome to the stream.
So I think that okay, so I couldn't even remember what the first movie was that I watched, right? Which was Earthquake.
Okay. Yeah.
And after I watched Sleepaway Camp, I couldn't think about anything else after that.
Okay,
I was like,
so let's touch on, let's talk about, hold on. If anybody does not know, I have some trailer. We won't watch the whole Earthquake trailer because trailers in 1974 were incredibly long.
Like 3 minutes long.
Yeah. So we're just gonna watch the first part so everybody knows what we're talking about. So here's if you have not seen Earthquake 1974, here's what we're talking about.
Given Earthquake its maximum effort. Starting with a story and screenplay written by George Fox and Mario Puzo, author of The Godfather, Universal has enriched this fascinating drama of interwoven lives with a superb cast. Charlton Heston, Ava Gardner, George Kennedy, Lorne Greene, Genevieve Bujold, Richard Roundtree, Marjo Gortner, Barry Sullivan, plus the city of Los Angeles and its millions of people living, loving, planning, fighting until nature's most violent upheaval forces them to battle and claw for life itself.
Jim, Stuart Graff. She's done it again. Yeah, I think we'll get faster action if you copy it.
All right, so there was Earthquake, and then it goes on and on.
That they even showed that in the trailer. You're getting a really good the warbling of the buildings.
Yeah, was that your favorite special effect?
I loved that.
Okay, so I had Ceage pick out what she thought my favorite special effect was. That was number 2. Number 2 was the wobbly little. Isn't it at the very? It's at the very beginning of what we just showed it. Let me see. All right, there's there's that they don't ever really show in the movie. There it is, right there. Oh, that's gonna be so good. All right, so earthquakes. As you know, when you see an earthquake, the air starts
whipping.
Yeah, whipping around, and you can't see anything. It's like you're underwater.
And it moves the film of your life. You know,
right?
It totally warps everything. That's what earthquakes do. I'm glad we could learn that from this movie.
So that was your favorite effect. I found a clip of my favorite effect in this.
Excellent.
So everybody, this is the level of. Now remember, Universal gave this their maximum effort.
And listen, this is supposed to be PG, but hold on, it gets a little gory.
Here we go. This is some good stuff right here.
I also wanted to point out, like, why did the elevator even fall? Because it seemed like it was shaking so much that the earthquake was like, I'm gonna undo these bolts.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it seems like the elevator. First of all, I don't know if you know this, that when you fall in an elevator, you get slammed to the floor, not the ceiling. You just, right. You don't go weightless, and it shouldn't have been like hitting the sides as the building swayed. It should be like boom, 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 boom.
Well,
anyway,
from what I saw, the buildings do this.
Only on the outside, not the inside.
Not the inside. Okay, no. I didn't know that.
The other thing is they couldn't even have like somebody get a bucket of blood and just like throw it on them.
Yeah, no.
They had to zoom in on a static effect. That's my favorite.
What I'm wondering is why they were so bloody.
Because they hit the ground.
Is that what that was supposed to be?
Yeah. Yes.
Because I couldn't tell.
Yeah, they were supposed to have fallen the entire length of the building and then flattened and gone splat, and that was the splat.
Technically, there should have been just red all over the camera.
That's right. They should have just thrown.
It should have just been.
Yeah.
That should have been just a red out.
So, okay, tell me your thoughts on Earthquake, which was the era of the disaster movie.
Right. So, first of all, I don't know if anything other than PG existed back then.
There was no PG-13. Okay,
so I don't think kids should watch this movie.
What exactly is not kid friendly?
So first of all, the rapiness.
Yes, that's a problem.
I noticed that
wait a minute.
everybody.
Hold on. Wait a minute. To that point.
You guys, could this year get any
So that's problematic.
Where did you get that? Wait, look.
Oh, look at there. Let's take a
exactly-
moment to show the product placement of the problematic Madge mugs, t-shirts, and tumblers that you can get at Teespring. Oh, and somebody can post the link in the chat. I forgot to post it. But
It's so cool. And it's super insulated.
see, yeah, it's quality products here.
Yeah, it's super quality. This is super hot tea.
And she's
it's
just holding
not
her
hot.
barehanded. That's
yeah,
crazy.
Look at that. Amazing. Wait, where did you get that voice from? Was that some clip?
Yeah, that is the AL called it. That's the clip of the crazy lady who was mad that
Oh, the one that
yeah, she was driving and she's just like, oh my gosh, guys, I just heard that she died. You only had to live for 20. Yeah,
that
so I
one.
cut it up and made it Madge.
I didn't watch it actually. I saw the first 2 seconds and I was like, that's poison. I'm not gonna
But see, when you do that, you miss being able to appropriate things for your own ends.
Yeah,
Like,
but you did it, so I got to enjoy it through you.
okay, I do things so other people don't have to.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So,
All right, so there was that, the problematic rape scenes.
what I love the
As if there's another kind. As if there's another kind, I guess, as opposed to the non-problematic.
These were
ones.
problematic. These ones. I noticed everyone's terrible in these movies that I've been watching. There's nobody with an actually good personality. Like the characters are just terrible. And then
So the main character is Charlton Heston.
yes.
And explain why he's terrible. I know why he's terrible, but
I mean, he's terrible in the sense that, well, I mean, okay, how not terrible could he be? Because his wife's pretty terrible. There's nobody to make someone not terrible, except maybe the cop. He was okay. I mean,
he was getting ready to shoot him. He was getting ready to shoot Charlton Heston.
he should have. I mean, so he's the thing is he's not super awesome either. He's like, he only has good parts. And I think he's the only, well, I guess what's her face. Okay. So let me collect my thoughts. So let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
So at the beginning of the movie, when she is apparently, and I can only assume this is the third time or more that she has tried killing herself because of her home life, right? So what led her to this in the first place, I'm wondering? That could be why he's terrible, but she's also terrible. I want to point out that everyone's terrible.
There's no sympathetic character in this movie.
Oh, something that I really liked was that this white girl, right? They kept having to point out that she was the black guy's sister. And I'm like,
wait a minute, did I block this?
the white girl with the afro.
No, it wasn't Shaft. So Shaft is the guy with the lightning. Richard Roundtree is the black guy. No, it's not his sister. It's his agent, the white little squirrely white guy with the.
That's supposed to be her brother?
Yes, that's her brother.
Okay, that's where I misunderstood it because I thought they were like, because she was talking to him, I thought, and she said, "Why are you having me do this? I'm your sister."
Yeah, she was talking to the white dude.
Oh, okay. I thought that would have been so awesome if that had been, because they just kept saying, your brother.
Well, there's so many. You heard all the names they listed off in the trailer. There are so many people in this movie. They have to tell you, keep reminding you who is who.
And you can't really pay attention to what's going on. This movie is so like there's so much stuff happening, and then there's nothing happening. And then this lady, the one that he has the affair with, which I'm assuming that what's her face, his wife, already knows that this is happening.
She thought it was.
Yeah.
Before it was, and then it did. So
yeah, because they weren't, were they? Because
no.
Because she's all, don't worry. Because she's like, okay, I love this whole part. I can probably quote it. So she's like, oh, I got a part in a movie. And he's like, oh, yeah? And she's like, yeah, the director likes to typecast. I'm playing a nympho. And then I was like, typecast, huh? Okay. And then she's like, don't worry. And he's like, what? And she goes, I'm not a nympho. I mean, I'm not Mary Poppins, but I'm not a nympho. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, you have to be clear. She's a good person, clearly.
Yes.
I mean, she's
not as good as Mary Poppins, though.
no, nobody in this movie is Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what did you think of the wife who tried to commit suicide? She faked it though this time.
Yeah.
What did you think about her dad and the age difference between her and her dad?
So I was looking at that, and I literally had to look it up just to see what their ages were. And she was born in 1922, and he was born in 1915. And I was like, that's possible, sure.
Yeah, he's the dad, and he was like 6 years old or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So he's like 6 years older than her, 7 years. And yeah. And she's constantly screaming about her dad, too. Like, where's my father? And then she's trying to get her dad to break off the... Oh, here's another reason. Okay, wait a minute. I'm like going everywhere. What's-his-face, the husband, Charlton Heston, was terrible also because the chick that he's having an affair with, not the nympho, she is one of his coworkers' widows.
That's right, and he felt responsible for her husband's death.
And yeah, obviously felt responsible for her sexual needs as well.
Well, yeah, and as you do, I guess, when you murder somebody's husband indirectly.
You're like, I am your husband now.
I'm sorry, I have created a void in your life. Here, let me fill that void for you. I don't see what the issue is here. Clearly, it's he's a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Who we follow throughout this whole movie, the entire movie, and spoilers. You know, I don't feel bad about spoiling a 1974 movie if you haven't seen it at this point. You know.
Yeah.
The only guy left at the end is not him.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of crazy too, because when they finally find these people, I'm pretty sure that he was like, oh, my wife's probably dead. I don't, give a rip anymore. If he even thought about that at all, because he totally forgot that he had a wife. So he's just following what's-her-face through the not a nympho, through the whole movie. He's looking for her and her son, not his wife. Like, he's completely just like, I'm over her. Like, this natural disaster was natural selection for my life.
This is my chance.
Yeah, exactly.
To get out from under the thumb of my my wife and father-in-law, who when we're all within 5 years of each other in age.
Yes, exactly. And then he finally finds what's-her-face. I wish I knew their names. There's too many people in this movie to...
Yeah, I don't remember any character's name. I don't remember a single character name. I know the actors, but not the name.
Okay, so there's Graf is Charlton. Then there's the wife that tries to kill herself for like the third time. Oh, I loved that phone call too. So what's funny is when he comes in and he starts shaking her, like that's going to shake her out of her.
That's what you do when people OD. You shake them really hard.
Yeah, out of her suicide. That's going to shake her out of it, which I really wish that she had taken the pills and then the earthquake just shook her right out of it. Like, I was like, is that what just happened? So we get the earthquake and then she jumps out of bed and then, first he's on the phone with the doctor and he's like, of course I know to induce vomiting. That's my favorite line. I love that line. And I'm like, wow. Blazing Saddles. I've seen both of those. I should watch those again, though. I love Young Frankenstein. So, yeah, my favorite line is, of course, I would love that on a shirt. Of course I'll induce vomiting. Of course I know to
You
induce
need a
vomiting.
picture. I could make a shirt that just has Charlton Heston's face.
Yeah.
And then it just says, of course I'll know to induce vomiting.
Yeah, but like that screen capture, he's on the phone. That would be amazing.
I'll have to get a screen capture and then like make it really high contrast.
Yes.
Like just his head and then okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to do that.
So he's like shaking her, right? So then he calls, and like I don't get why he called either, because if he's just going to induce vomiting, why even call the doctor? Because that's what you called for.
Yeah. I don't even remember who he called. Was it his doctor?
I assumed it was the doctor. I mean, the movie is such a mess. So
It's a big movie.
It's a big movie. It's too big for my brain. So then she wakes up, and then he looks into the bathroom for some reason. There wasn't a point for him to look in the bathroom. He just like looks over at the bathroom, and then he's like, what did he say? Like, you could have at least flushed the toilet.
Yeah. Next time you're going to fake a suicide or fake an overdose, you can at least flush the pills.
Yeah, flush the pills down the toilet. But I really wish that it had been that she had swallowed the pills and the earthquake just shook it out of her. Like, she's like, that doesn't matter anymore.
So earthquake, how many Madges would you give it?
Are we talking like out of 5?
Yes.
From its problematicness. Probably 6.
Oh wow. That's
are we going, okay, so if we do like a Madge 1, that's got to be super exaggerated, right? Or are we going by how many Madges I would give it?
How many? Well, we all know that Madge would give it 6.
Okay.
But using Madge as a way to, just how entertaining was it?
Oh, how entertaining. Probably like a 2 out of 5.
So an ordeal to get through?
Yeah, it was kind of an ordeal to get through, but it depends on my mood too. But I was just like, it took me about 3 days to watch it.
A luxury that people did not have in 1974.
Right. So if I was in the theater, I'd have to sit there and just let it happen to me.
Earthquake had a budget of $7 million and made $79 million. Wow.
Wow. Thank you for that info, Andrew. That's interesting.
That's where the script fails. He should have shaken her and slapped her. That works in every 70s movie. That's right.
Yeah.
Wake up.
I'm sure he slapped her before.
Let's see. What are we here? Okay. AL says, well, to be fair, slapping women snaps them out of their hysteria.
That just makes me really mad if somebody like hits me. I'll probably just beat the crap out of them.
In general, most people don't like being slapped.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably not agreeable.
All right, so that was Earthquake. I'm trying to think if I had any other. I'm trying to remember. It's
me too. Yeah,
there's so much going on in that movie. It's hard to remember a plot that's logical because you're switching back and forth to all these different people.
Oh, what I loved is when they go down into the tunnels, and then and for some reason they go underground instead of setting stuff up outside, which is
for the little triage unit area. Yeah,
so they go 3rd floor garage down during an earthquake, as in like that won't affect you at all because the ground is breaking. Just saying. And
this is all the dam is breaking as well.
Yeah, the dam is broken at this point. And then what I loved too is when the dam broke and then the water is hitting the houses, like immediately these houses are just flowing down the water. Like they weren't on any sort of foundation at all. This water is just boom, hitting them. And then when you see people on the porches, it's just the water hitting the houses and the houses are not moving. That's a part that I loved. Is they're on the porches and then it's like just rushing water and all of a sudden the houses are just staying still. And I was like, interesting. Why were those houses moving and these aren't? I can only assume that these were like little mobile homes, like trash mobile homes.
I think this had to do with technology,
right?
At the time,
right. You're not supposed to point that out. You're just supposed to say it's trash.
Where are we? Hyper Potato says, I'm lost. I forgot what it was like when Brian was live. I know. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I had a busy week. Gee whiz, people. Yeah, the ground is the problem. Let's go underground.
Yeah, exactly. That far.
So what was the best death? Because there are some really good, like, things falling and hitting people on the head and they just fall over.
Yeah, all of a sudden, like, people were bloody for no reason. And, like, the blood was so good, obviously, because it just looked like what you do for fake blood is throw
it's
ketchup
like paint.
on people.
It's like super, super red.
Right. And it's coming from nowhere, too.
Except for my favorite death scene was the one lady who there's glass falling and it hits her and she turns around and faces the camera and she's got like glass in her face and she's just like, Ray! Do you not remember her? And her friend is like coming over to help her.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
There are some really great extras in this movie screaming.
Yeah. I think, okay, so what I didn't want it to happen, but I was totally expecting when she was like screaming, right? She's like, save my son. Okay, it took 2 men to drag this tiny child up this like
straight up this collapsed bridge. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like basically an oversized ladder. So you
it is a ladder.
Lady down here while the electricity is like messing with the water and she's hanging off of this collapsed bridge. Well, both of them are gone. I was totally like, she's about to die. And then she's like the only one that lives. Her
and the police officer.
And the Afro chick that almost got raped.
Yeah. And then there was the clerk who went crazy because he was a military guy, but he was pretty much fine until he got called up for the National Guard to go do his thing, and he just lost his mind.
And I have a question. Was he not supposed to be gay?
No, he was a bodybuilder who was just misunderstood.
Okay,
he worked out.
I thought that was a lie.
No. Well, you know when he went in, so for people that don't know, have not seen the movie, there's this guy who runs like the low corner market.
Yeah.
And he's got like this big little curly, froey hair, 70s mustache. And he goes out, he gets called up to go, he's in the National Guard or whatever. And so he goes back to his apartment and there's like 3 adult-sized bullies because, of course, if you're an adult, you're going to treat your military friend or neighbor like dirt. Of course, it was after Vietnam War, so that was kind of a thing, I guess. But so anyway, he goes in to change into his uniform and there's bodybuilding dude pictures up on the wall. But when he opens up his closet, it's a girl.
Mm-hmm.
So he opens up his closet and it's a girl, and they come in and say, oh, you're gay, all this stuff, right? But he has workout equipment in there. So he's like a bodybuilder, but he is totally not a bodybuilder physique.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, that must not be true. Like, he must not actually be a bodybuilder because he's like he's just a rail.
I think it's just bad casting.
Well, yeah.
That's what that is.
And the acting, phenomenal in this movie.
All right. So that was Earthquake. So now we need to move on to the next movie, which is Sleepaway Camp. And I have the trailer for this.
Okay.
Right,
I haven't seen the trailer.
All right, here's the trailer for Sleepaway Camp from 1981 or 82, I think.
Mom and Dad. I've been at a sleepaway camp for almost 3 weeks. And I'm getting very scared.
Welcome to Sleepaway Camp. Someone is watching you.
Hey, Mama, Reba!
Someone is waiting for you. Someone wants to scare you to death.
Turn the wheel! Oh my God!
Sleepaway Camp. You won't be coming home.
Okay, so there was a. How did the trailer live up to the movie?
I mean, didn't that show like everything right there?
Well, not everything.
Well, it couldn't show everything. So after I watched Sleepaway Camp, I could not stop thinking about it for days. Like, I was only like analyzing that movie in my head, and then I was like, why am I thinking about this so much? And then I was like, wait, what was the first movie Brian even had me watch? I totally forgot about Earthquake. I was like, I have no idea, because I was trying to watch like a ton of stuff before we did a movie review. And so I watched like, what's that one movie? It's terrible. Snowpiercer.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Did anybody watch Snowpiercer? It's terrible. I was getting mad watching it. It's so bad. No, it didn't give me nightmares. Not Snowpiercer. Sleepaway Camp. Yeah, the ending was like, but okay, I had so many. You know, ever like, okay, you're watching the movie and you're trying to guess the end, like hyper in your head. You're like, oh, it could be this. Oh, it could be this. It could be this. And I'm just like, no way.
So you did not see that coming?
It's not that I didn't see it coming. It's that I was questioning too many things, and I was like, it can't be that one. But I was questioning the beginning because I was like, I was wondering if like she had like her brother survived or something. I don't want to give any spoilers. I'll give spoilers just because it's super old. But warning, spoilers. So I keep hearing myself talking, so it's like I'm echoing. I don't know why.
That's not on my end.
That's weird. Why would it be on mine? I don't know where that'd be coming from. So I had like theories of at the beginning, like that was them at the beginning, right?
Yeah. Yes, it was her, and it was the brother. No, it was a boy and a girl at the beginning.
Yeah. So did her brother and her dad die from that?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, so I was like, maybe somehow her brother survived and had been at this camp this whole time, and I thought maybe he was watching over her and killing people. That's maybe what I thought.
Okay.
And then I'm trying to guess, because it's different hands every time, because, you know, direction. And so it's like there's a boy's hand and then there's a girl's hand. And then I'm like, is it different people? I didn't think it was different people. And then I was like, they're probably just trying to throw you.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, what's that girl's name? Also in this movie, everyone's terrible. Everyone is terrible. There's not even a good character. And I'm like, how are these people so nasty? Like, why is everyone so mean? And then Megan, the one counselor, who I'm assuming is just a year older than the oldest girls there.
Yeah.
It seems like she knows them. And it's like, these are your friends that you're supposed to be a camp counselor over. So then she's just the worst. And it's like, why are you screaming at this girl? Because she doesn't want to do stuff you want her to do. Like, it was absolutely like everyone was, except that one guy that would stop everything. He would come up and be like, why are you doing this? Angela, are you okay? Also, the kid that likes Angela is terrible. And then he just goes and kisses what's her name. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So, the acting for one thing. Oh my gosh, it was so... I hated watching their mom, or I guess his mom and her aunt.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if the director wanted her to act that way, but it was terrible. Like, oh, I've always wanted a little girl. Oh, he'll be so pleased when he gets home to find a little girl. The way she talks was like horrifying. And then what I loved all of a sudden was the like it came out of nowhere too. The whole, as if this is what people do in bed anyway. The gay scene.
I'm trying to remember that one.
Where they're like just like this, stroking each other's arms.
Oh, yeah.
Like stiffly. And I'm like, all right. And then the kids are watching them giggling. And I'm like,
oh, yeah.
why are you... What? In what scenario? These kids are just in your doorway giggling and you're like blank staring at the ceiling like... And I'm like, wow, this acting is great. And then the whole part where the kid is like about to touch her, like, and I don't mean her like boobs, her young adolescent boobies. I mean that he's like about to touch her collarbone. He's like this.
It's like
I'm like, what's happening? Like, what? I'm watching this going, what is actually about to happen? Because, and then she like flips out at what's his face, the little blonde idiot. And then, because she's having these horrible flashbacks of, I assume, her little brother about to touch her collarbone. And I'm like, do you not wrestle with your brother? I'm sure he's touched worse on accident than your collarbone. So he's just like, for 1,000 years, going slowly, doesn't even touch her. She flips out and she's like, runs off. And then the kid, but what he was trying to do is like, when she's like regressing or whatever, he's like trying to open her shirt, right? And he's like, I didn't do anything. It's like, what do you mean? I wasn't doing anything. So she runs away. And then, well, you super realize what the issue is at the end of the movie.
You super realize what the issue is.
Super realize.
That is the best way to...
well, because you're like, what could be that terrible? But I should have written some stuff down. I have too many thoughts. Also the one. Okay, did the cook even die, or did he just get sent to the?
Oh
hospital?
no, he just got taken off. I guess to the. You don't ever really know. He just gets carted away.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So that to me was weird because I'm like, I would have thought that there would have been like a few deaths or something. Oh. So do I have an echo thing on?
I don't hear an echo.
I only hear it periodically. I wonder if it's like when I get too close to my camera because it has a mic on it. So super real. What's another? Oh, so what I loved is the whole beehive thing too.
Oh yeah.
So the fact that he stays in the stall, he can't break a little piece of wood would you not try just climbing over the stall? That'd be super easy.
No, you can't do that.
You would just stay in there.
Too hard.
And also what I loved was the sound effects of the bees, and you don't ever see bees.
That is true.
I'm like, where are the bees at? Even when he gets the stall open, which somehow, after he gets it open, he's instant death. I assume he's allergic to bees.
Well, Angela just knew that.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yes, she did. So, and like, how did you even get this beehive anyway? Because, okay, Angela's very talented, obviously, and we're not giving her the credit she deserves.
If anybody's watching this, spoilers, I mean, you should just figure on that.
Yeah.
If you're if you can kill that many people and be that small of a stature of a person,
yeah,
you've got some skills.
Yeah. Oh, the first death I loved is when the kid got drowned. So, but he just drowned, but all of a sudden he's like bloody.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I was like, where did this come from?
Drowning.
Like his lips are cut. And I'm like, the struggle would not have. She like scratches his face up. Like, where did that come from? And then right when that happens, you wouldn't have just sent everybody home.
No.
And that was after the cook got melted.
Right. Now I totally forgot the I think the we haven't talked about the camp owner, have we?
You mean the skeezy old guy?
Yes, the sleazy old guy.
Yeah. I was about to bring him up, and him and Megan's relationship.
Yes.
I didn't get that at all. And she's like, I couldn't tell what her game plan was.
Just to hang out with the old guy.
Right.
There was she didn't get anything out. She just likes the old guy, I guess.
The way they acted together, I was like, is there something I'm missing? Because, and then she's like, hey, that dinner you wanted to have me over for? And then he's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, what?
I guarantee you they wrote it with somebody else in mind who was not that guy.
Yeah, a younger guy. And
then that's just who they got.
Yeah. And they were like, work with it. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Isn't she their age though? I thought she went to school with them and she's a new graduate. So she's probably 18. Yeah. And he's got to be close to 70. No.
Yeah, he's definitely in his 60s. He was he was close to retirement there. But the 18-year-old really
liked him.
Really liked him.
For some reason,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. She choked him underwater and there was a coral reef near his face. Yes, at the lake there was a coral reef.
Gotta watch out for that. It's a pretty common thing at camps.
He got caught on that.
Do we want? We never actually have said what the twist is at the end.
I'm trying to work my way there.
Okay, work your way up to that. That's something you got to work your way up to.
Because there's so much happening. Oh, okay. So this is what I didn't understand too, is all of the sudden, okay, so this guy takes this little group of younger kids.
Uh-huh.
Which, is he a counselor? Because I don't even know if they're part of the camp.
Yes, he was a counselor.
Okay, so, because there were so many all of a sudden, and there were, I think, 3 counselors, the males, that I just kept mixing up.
Yeah.
And I was yeah, they pretty much look they're like that, 80s buff dude with the crop top. I'm like, you guys all look the same. And then, for him to take them out, he took 5 kids. Yeah, it had to be 5. 5 boys, and then the one woke up and he was like, I'm so cold, I want to go back. And the other one's like, yeah, I want to go back too. So he doesn't bother waking up the other 3 when there have already been confirmed murders.
That's true.
He doesn't bother waking up the other 3 and takes the other 2 back, and he's going to come back for them, right? Just real quick.
But they're asleep. You're not going to wake them up.
Don't want to wake them up. That might save their lives. So he takes them back. Then you see this hand, and then they have like a little hatchet sitting there. So, why, I don't know. You need to cut down a tree or something. You can find sticks everywhere for a fire. I don't know why they brought that. But, so, obviously you know what's going to happen. I mean, I'm trying not to just guess what's going to happen, but you know what's going to happen. So, then he comes back, and what happened? All 3 kids have been slaughtered in their sleeping bags.
Mm-hmm.
And the acting was so good too. This part I loved was he was just like, oh no, and then all of a sudden just like throws up. But it wasn't even like a convincing vomit. It was like milk just poured out of his mouth, and he sort of put his hand right here. He just went like, bah. And milk just like spilled out of his mouth, and I was like, wow, that's impressive. So I didn't. What?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
I was just gonna say. So I was just gonna say, like, up until like maybe it was that point in the movie.
Yeah.
Everybody that died after they did something bad.
Yes, that's what I was just about to say. Is that's the part I didn't get, is like why she just went and killed those kids. Like, what did they have to do with anything?
Right.
And they didn't do anything to her.
Because you're looking for the internal movie logic. You're looking for like, okay, here's the pattern.
Yeah.
You have your horror movie rules, and then okay, so the cook who got burnt, obviously he was a sleazebag.
He was problematic.
Oh, he was very. I mean, this stomach. Let's face it. This whole movie.
Could this year get any worse?
I mean, so he did something bad, and then everybody would do like would offend the killer in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, it's just 3 kids in sleeping bags.
Yeah, but it was after somebody did something to Angela, if we're going to call the killer, you know what I mean?
Angela. Spoilers, it's Angela.
Angela.
But that's not even the twist.
No,
it's
that's
like
not.
2 twists at the end.
This is a twisty movie. Well, yeah, because like I don't get why the killer killed those kids. It didn't make sense. I guess because they're young boys living their best life. I don't know. Maybe that offended Angela. So
are we rounding the corner to the big reveal?
Yeah, I'm trying to point out the deaths and why I didn't. Oh, then what's her face? This is the part that made me think that maybe Angela's brother was alive and was like protecting her, which I feel like actually would have been like a cool premise, but it wouldn't have had such a twist, I guess. Like it would have been a terrible premise, but cooler than that, I guess. In an 80s movie, horror movie type of way. So the curling iron part I didn't get. So because either she suffocated or the curling iron hurt her leg so much that she just died, which to this movie it probably happened.
Just died.
Yeah. So when the killer opens the door and she doesn't want the light on, right? Because she doesn't want to go to the social. Because she's too cool for that, obviously. So the killer in the doorway was obviously a boy and had like shaggy down here hair. So I was like, okay, unless, because I thought maybe it was her cousin too. You're thinking all these different things. So I'm like, okay, so if that's her cousin, then he had to have put on a wig or something because his hair's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they kept trying to come up with these ways to throw you. And then, of course, she doesn't recognize who it is. Then the killer puts a pillow over her face, and then, why she's curling her hair at night, I don't know. Because she's like about to go to bed. So I don't know if that's something girls do.
because the person who wrote this movie is probably a guy who's never curled his hair.
Right. And like, isn't her hair just curly? I don't think she curls it. So then you just see the curling iron, like a shadow of it, and then you see, what I love is the hand come up like that, and then you see the shadow of the hand, like she's like, Shredder.
Oh yeah.
And then like you see the killer just like roll her behind the bed and then put the bed back up against the wall. So after that, no one cares about her. No one finds her. They just find Megan.
Right. Yeah.
So, and that's when things get serious, because somehow when Megan dies, then it's a big deal. So then they're like, oh, we've got Megan down. So Megan's the one that actually mattered. So the kids don't matter. Megan mattered. They found Megan's body. And then the skeezy camp owner was so convinced that it was Angela's cousin that he was like trying to kill him. So I was like convinced that he was dead, because people die from the easiest things in this movie.
Yeah.
So it's like the simplest little, what's the one? Oh, the curling iron. Yeah.
And the bees, the invisible bees.
The invisible bees. So I thought, yeah, he totally just beat him to death. Like, but somehow he started breathing again. And because obviously this guy is in love with Megan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then, and here's the part I don't get here. This is the end. This is it. So they hear singing, right? When they go down to the lake.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, what is that? It's some sort of singing? Because the acting's really good. So you see Angela's back, right? With her naked boyfriend with his head like on her lap.
Yeah.
And you don't really see anything that could have happened to him. Like, he looks fine. And he actually looks like he's enjoying himself. Like, he doesn't look dead.
Mm-hmm.
So then she's like stroking him, right? His head. And humming. Which, like, we've never known Angela to hum before now. I feel like that should have been a thing. Like, maybe she had only hummed and she didn't like talking to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been interesting. I'm just trying to think of more ways to make this interesting.
Trying to rewrite the movie?
Yes, I do that. So I'm trying to really get this picture across. So they're like, it's Angela. Angela? Like, and they're not noticing that these two are just like naked. Like, no
well,
big deal.
it's a camp. I mean, come on.
Right.
Really?
So they're just trying to get Angela's attention. And then Angela turns around, right? But she's like all of a sudden up on her legs. But turns out, and I don't even know how they got naked either. Like, what? I want to know what happened. Or maybe I don't.
No, you don't.
So, like, I'm assuming that she had him take his clothes off first.
Sucker.
Okay, so she's, like, standing up, and I'm not understanding what they did to her face. But I don't know if she could, like, do that with her face. But the whole, like, hissing, so I can only assume that Angela is now a cannibal. That's what I got from that. So she's like covered in blood, right? And then
okay, keep going. Yeah.
Okay, and then it pans out, and she has a penis.
Surprise! It wasn't the girl that survived. the original boating accident.
Yeah.
It was the boy.
The boy. And then in flashbacks, it's the girl because, her cousin's mother wanted a girl, so she said a boy won't do. So she just turned this, how old would you say that the kid was? Probably like 8, 9?
Yeah.
She turned this 9-year-old boy into a girl and then was like, oh, Angela's a nice name. So she just dressed this boy up as a girl from then on. And what I also didn't get about this movie is that, like, everyone was attracted to Angela for some reason.
Yeah. So Angela, played by an actual girl.
Yes.
I guess until the last scene. I'm sure there was a stand-in.
That's probably why her face looked so weird.
They were trying to make whoever that was look up like Angela, but I just thought she was all bloody because she had just decapitated. Because she's standing there holding his head.
Was she?
Yeah. You missed that?
I was so distracted.
Okay, the last scene is she's sitting there holding him, but when she stands up, she has cut his head off, and she's just screaming, holding his head.
Okay. Yeah, she's like hissing.
Yeah, making this weird kind of hissy, weird, crazy thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did not remember the head. Maybe I was just like, this is a movie.
Now you're making me doubt myself. I am pretty sure. Hold on. I'm going to have to Google it.
I knew she was holding the knife that she's killing everybody with. Well, that she killed a few people with.
I thought she was holding it. Yeah, she would. No, wait a minute.
No? Maybe I don't.
I'm actually now all of a sudden there's like pictures of behind the scenes of that. I have so many questions all of a sudden.
Maybe we should just rewatch.
I want to see. She is holding it. I thought she was. So there is a there is a prosthetic. I'll show you this. Hold on. I can pull this over.
Okay.
Okay. Apparently there is a prosthetic face they used for that scene.
Yeah, because I was like, there's no way. Like, how did she just looks weird? And I'm like, why is she hissing though? Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, that's just that was her. See, there's no pic. Well, I guess they can't show. There's not going to be a picture of that. Because
wait.
It's a naked kid guy.
It's a naked. Okay.
Hold on. This is on Twitter. What was this? Well, I want to see what they say about it. The Avenger says, "Glad I didn't watch it." Cam says, "If Brian made me watch this, I would be out for revenge." Okay, yeah, this is it. Here we go. Yeah, there was a mask made of Angela's face for the final scene.
Oh, she's not holding it.
She's not. No, the mask is. There's a boy in the last scene wearing an Angela mask. That's what that is.
No, I'm just saying that there's a boy in the last scene holding an Angela mask.
No. The last scene, the character that's supposed to be Angela making the crazy face is a boy wearing a mask of Angela. Yeah.
But she's not holding his head. She's holding the knife.
Oh, okay.
I have the picture right here.
I thought she was holding the head. Well, anyway.
I'm not going to show you.
No, she had to have slit his throat or something. That's what I thought.
But like when he's laying there, there's nothing. He just looks like he's just laying there.
Right. Okay. Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen it. But so anyway, surprise. Angela is Peter.
Yes,
and
Peter.
Can apparently who's what, 13, supposed to be like 13 years old, can kill
13,
a camp load of people without being hindered.
Yes. And shockingly enough, they didn't really care when it was happening. The guy that owned the camp just wanted the camp to stay open.
Yeah. Long story short, this movie is terrible. You know, but it's one of those movies that's like, it's a product of its time. It was like the heyday of the slasher movie.
It like
And
really makes you think about it after it too, though. Like it like sticks with you, and you're just like, wow, that was messed up.
so there is Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3.
Yeah. Okay, here's what happened. I started watching Sleepaway Camp, and I was thrown because I was like, oh wow, it just starts up quick, like but it ended up saying Sleepaway Camp 2, and I was like, oh crap, what did I click on? So I accidentally watched the beginning of Sleepaway Camp 2.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh. So then I went and found the first one. Then I was like, there's a third one. Like,
yeah. I don't think I've seen I can't remember if I saw the third one or not. I saw the second one. And it's worse because at least, you know, when in the early 80s, when you're trying to make a slasher movie, it's like you can unintentionally, like this one, it kept you watching and stuff. And it was like weird and bad and all this, you know, all put in a pot and stirred together.
Right.
But Sleepaway Camp 2, one, you know what the deal with Angela is, and Angela has transitioned like completely. She really is a Angela now. And she's an adult and she's a camp counselor.
Oh, she's the one at the beginning?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
No. And so it just so the thing that made, you know, so Angela in the first one, she's all quiet.
Yeah.
Completely not like that at all. And so
right. Because she smacks the girl over the head and she's like, that'll teach you to talk to me like that or whatever.
Yeah. So everything, it's just like she's just flippantly going around killing everybody. And you know it's her the whole time. So it's just like there's no mystery. You're just, here's how Angela's going to kill these people. And so it's not even any mystery and it's late 80s. So it's like, you know, it's later in the decade. So it doesn't have that
80s vibe. It
doesn't have that early 80s. The slasher genre is this new thing we're going to make a movie about. It has this campy kind of, here's Angela again. Wah, wah. He's killing everybody. He is killing everybody. So
okay, well, did she not go to prison in the first place? They knew it was her.
I can't remember. I want to say she went to not rehab, but she got fixed. She got cured. She's better now. So clearly that means you can become a camp counselor. You can watch it. Sleepaway Camp. The thing about those movies is that it's like streaming services don't know what to do with them, so they just give them out for free. And like they're on Tubi, and then they're on this, and it just keeps. That's why. That's the only reason I watched it was because I just got worn down from seeing the poster, little icon. I was like, well, I guess I'll watch it.
Sleepaway Camp. What's Rashomon?
Rashomon. That is wait a minute. Rashomon is awesome. High and Low, the best from it's a Kurosawa movie. It's a 1950 movie from Japan.
Oh, okay.
They were very forgiving in the 80s. The 80s was a different time.
Didn't know any better.
Literally, and in every way.
Okay, wait a minute. There's a Sleepaway Camp 2, 3, Return to Sleepaway Camp.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Then there's Sleepaway Camp Reunion 3D.
Wait, hold on.
And then there's Sleepaway Camp 4, The Survivor.
Okay. I have apparently not plumbed the depths of the Sleepaway Camp genre. Sleepaway. Oh, hang on. Let's see. Sleepawaycampmovies.com.
What?
All right. Oh, Aunt Martha died in 2021. Your aunt. She died.
My aunt?
You said the aunt you didn't like. That dressed Angela up, or Peter as Angela.
Oh.
Let's see here. Movies. Oh, wow. 2, 3, Return to Sleepaway Camp, and Sleepaway Camp Reunion 3D. Okay, what's Return? When did I just need to know when these movies came out.
So Sleepaway Camp 4, I think that's 2012.
Return to Sleepaway. When did this?
Return to Sleepaway Camp was 2008.
Wow. Okay.
And then Sleepaway Camp 4 was 2012.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it the same actors or actress? Or,
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, I have to look it up now. Hold on.
I think, well, because this says Survivor, so maybe the Survivor is going around killing. Oh, no, wait. It looks like Angela's in all of these.
Not the original Angela.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Okay. Sleepaway Camp and Sleepaway Camp. Okay, so Angela in Sleepaway Camp 2. No, I'm sorry. Sleepaway Camp 2 was come on, computer. What are you doing to me? Too much going on.
She's in this one, it says, in the 2012
Pamela
one.
Springsteen was in 2. In 3, it was Felissa Rose. So it's a different one. It's not the same person.
Okay, so in Sleepaway Camp 4, it says she's in it as Angela.
Okay, so it's the same. Okay, so they picked up with who? The second one? Felissa or the other?
It's Angela, or Felissa Rose.
I'm looking at Return to Sleepaway Camp. I don't even see her listed on IMDb.
That's what I'm seeing on. Well, that's it's probably just because it's on Google. Maybe it's wrong.
There's a guy named Paul Icono who plays PP. So you know it's a good movie.
This is all messed up because this says Sleepaway Camp 4 is in 1992. Why did that say 2008?
Sleepaway Camp 2?
No, 4.
4. Oh.
It says 92.
It came out in oh my gosh, this thing is not. 2008 was Return to Sleepaway Camp. Oh, my computer's just like stop looking things up.
Return to Sleepaway Camp. Okay. God, this doesn't make sense.
Felissa is the original Angela. Yes, that is correct. That is correct.
Okay, so this says Allison Kramer suffers reoccurring nightmares and selective amnesia. She returns to camp to discover the truth, only to find dark memories coming to life before her very eyes. This says it's an unfinished film.
Okay, so Felissa, the original Angela, has been very busy.
Oh.
But everything is looks like bad horror movies, like recently.
Recently?
Like 2020, 2021, and there's a ton of stuff in post-production so there's movies like Max and Fred versus the Dead, Knife Corp, How to Kill Your Roommates and Get Away with It, Camp Terror, Cult of Blood. So that's what she's doing now.
Okay.
Oh man, there's so many. Holy cow. She isn't she's hit her stride apparently. Yeah. Pamela Springsteen, on the other hand, let's see what she's doing. She's not done anything since 1990.
Maybe she didn't want to though.
Can you blame her?
No.
She was in Family Ties. She was Gail in Family Ties. Fast Times at Ridgemont High. She was in The Facts of Life and Cagney and Lacey. And then she got out of there. She got out of the Sleepaway Camp universe.
Trying to see. Okay.
Unfinished? Well, there's some good news.
Yeah, because I think it was released. Did they just not finish it? What does that mean? So then,
there's a special movie. These movies are on Mubi. What is Mubi, or did you mean Tubi?
Yeah, they're on Tubi.
They are on Tubi. They've been on there forever.
But I guess the estimated budget was $350,000. I'd like to know.
On which one?
The first one.
Okay. Does it not tell you how much it made?
No. Not on here. They probably don't even have that information.
All right, somebody in the chat look up how much that movie made. Where are you? Are you on IMDb?
Yeah.
Sleepaway. I'll look it up here. Sleepaway.
Oh, it says the box office revenue was 11 million.
Okay, so yeah, that's why they make these movies. They're trying to make a spend as that's the whole point of a low budget movie, is to make a crappy movie and fool people to getting them in. So wait a minute. Andrew Hayes says there's also a documentary on the series called Angela, the official Sleepaway Camp documentary. The question is, how much is made in Misery? First movie made 11 million. That's like what is the company, the Asylum, that does all the Sharknado movies?
Yeah.
Their whole business model is make a crappy movie for like $1 million and then come back. I think it's like it's low budget, and then they make like $1 million on every movie or something like that. Like they don't make a lot, but they're consistent with everything. So hey, it's your business model. It's crappy movies, and people watch them.
I think those are like better though, because I think those are like purposely crappy. And
so you think purposely crappy is better than they really intended to make a good movie and failed?
Yeah.
Well, it depends. Okay, so it depends on the movie. Like there has to be like, this is why a good bad movie is so rare, because there has to be like the perfect sincerity of the filmmaker and just complete ineptitude, and they don't realize it.
Yeah.
As opposed to like a bad movie that's bad because of different reasons, like maybe the studio got involved or something like that, and it just fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the director and the writer have to take it super serious, but just be incompetent at the same time.
To make an accidentally crappy movie?
To make a bad movie that's so bad it's good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And when you watch Samurai Cop, you'll understand.
Oh no! Wait, is that one of the ones you?
Yeah, it's on the list.
Okay, let me cross some stuff out.
And Birdemic, Lawrence V.E. when she watches Birdemic too. That is
right, yeah,
sincere
I have that
horribleness.
one on here. Let's see. Okay, so we're gonna take off Earthquake, Sleepaway Camp. So I have Birdemic, Primer, Europa Report, and Samurai Cop.
All right, so you got to watch Samurai Cop, Europa Report, and the other. Those are like actually good movies that are low budget or just kind of off the wall. Samurai Cop is. I'll give you a little backstory. It was this in like 1990. It was a Iranian guy that wanted to make a movie, and he didn't know what he was doing and hired these actors, and they ran out of money. And then the actor, like the main actor you'll see there, who's like this martial arts like buff guy. Well, he had long hair, but then when he thought the shoot was over, he cut his hair. And then the director 4 months later came back and said, "What do you do? We got more scenes to do." And so half the movie he's wearing a wig that's obvious a wig, and the other half, and at that point the actor, like I've seen an interview with him, he's like, "I just didn't care anymore." Because the guy was just nuts.
Oh my gosh.
So it's one of those movies where the director is really, really trying. And he's also, since he's Iranian and came to America, he's like writing a movie based on what he thinks Americans like and are like, and a movie it's American movies are like. So it's good.
Mm.
Watch The Producers, 1967. That is one I have not seen. Now, Tony did not make this movie, but he could have.
Producers. Oh, and then I know. I don't know how I haven't seen The Room yet. I watched
Tell me why so, yeah.
I watched the one that what was that movie called? With James Franco.
Is that the movie about The Room?
Yeah, The Disaster Artist. I started watching that one and I never finished it.
The Room is one of those that's I mean, bad movies are always better when you watch them like with a room full of people that can appreciate a good bad movie.
Yeah.
but there's so much. The Room is like such a cultural thing at this point. It's like you have to watch it.
Yeah, I know, and I can't believe I haven't seen it. Oh wow, somebody's flipping out. But I watched. What did I watch? Oh, I went to see Quiet Place 2, which was better than the first one. I felt like. I don't know if you've seen the first one.
I have not.
And then I watched Snowpiercer. I'm so afraid to watch the last Star Wars. I still haven't seen it. And what's another one? Oh, I watched We Can Be Heroes, which the first half was so much better than the second half. I don't know if they just stopped filming. And then it just seemed like halfway through, they just stopped caring about the writing. I don't know. Oh, I'm not the only one.
Oh yeah, Red Letter Media. Do you ever watch Red Letter Media?
I don't.
It's a YouTube channel, and they have a show called Best of the Worst where they pick like 3 bad movies and they watch them and then they review them and try to tell you which one's the best of the worst. That's a really funny channel.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the Room clips too. But yeah, Snowpiercer was terrible. I don't know. Did you watch Snowpiercer?
I have not seen Snowpiercer.
Don't even bother. Trash movie. It was like over 2 hours long of nothing happening. It's not. It was supposed to be, good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be like, a trash movie like, Sharknado. It's supposed to be. I think the thing is that it's kind of the same type of thing as anime. Why I can't really stand most anime is that it's so dramatic that I'm like, why? Like, why did you just do that? Like, it irritates me so much because it's so dramatic. And I do not agree with you about Snowpiercer being a sequel to Willy Wonka. It makes no sense. I even went in trying to figure out why it would be. And then...
Is it really supposed to be?
No, I don't think so. I think that was somebody's theory on YouTube. They were like, why it is a sequel to Willy Wonka. And I'm like, no, it isn't. And then because they had like the whole W thing going on, and I think that's the only reason why someone was like, the most shocking reveal was OMG, that stuff was made of cockroaches. Okay, no, it wasn't. That wasn't even shocking. So the acting in this started to make me laugh because so these people would like, the whole thing is that the planet is frozen. And the only thing that's living, that actually has life on it is this train that is just continuously running. Dumb concept anyway. So then they're treating these people, and as far as you're concerned, these are like the most people that exist, right? So they're treating them like trash. So there's like these elite people. So far you're only seeing like 5 of them. And so they treat them like trash, and you're like, okay, this is the rest of the human race and you're treating them this way? That doesn't really make sense, does it? So why would you be keeping so many people at the back of this train and they give them protein bars, like bricks? I think that's what they call them, protein bricks or something. So it looks like these dark chocolate bars. So I'm like, oh, Willy Wonka. So then there's this W logo everywhere, and I think that the guy's name is like Willerford. And I'm like, I don't think that's a name in Willy Wonka unless Willy is short for Williford or whatever his name
Williford.
is. So then, after everything that they're actually going through, Chris Evans' character sees what the protein bars are actually made of, because I'm like, what is actually in this stuff? Because there's nothing living. There's nothing living on Earth. So he opens up the bin, the like vault thing, the mixer that they are pooping these protein bricks out of. He opens it up and he's so freaking shocked that it's made of bugs. He's been through hell for like, what is it? 17 years. It's almost been 18 years. He's so flipping shocked that he's been eating bugs this whole would you not just look in there and be like, oh crap?
Well, I'm glad there's bugs.
Yeah. Where are these bugs coming from anyway? So he sees that they're in there, and his delivery was amazing. He sees it, he's so freaking shocked. He turns around and he's like, and I'm like, it's bugs. Are you kidding me? Like, I could not believe how shocked he was by this. And here's the kicker, though. He's so disgusted by it being the bugs. At the end of the movie, he gives this very dramatic, not well-delivered speech about the fact that he is a cannibal.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he starts crying, meaning not good crying. I mean, the whole scene was like so out of nowhere. And he's like, the thing that he says that I was literally cracking up. He said, and I know what I hate about myself is that I know that babies taste the best. And I was like, did that just happen?
Wait, and this is the guy that was upset over the bugs?
Yes.
Same character that was...
Same character. And I'm like, what just happened? It was, and this is what I mean by anime being so dramatic that I swear it's just like written. This could have been an anime. It wasn't it written by a Korean guy? I believe it was.
I don't know.
I haven't seen Primer yet, so we didn't talk about it. No.
No, we just talked about Earthquake and Sleepaway Camp.
Yes. And now we're talking about Snowpiercer. Or I am. I need to get this off of my chest. Oh, I want to see Beyond the Black Rainbow. I saw that was free to watch on Vudu. So the acting too just progressively got worse. And then he told this whole story about him. Or he told this whole story, and it's supposed to be suspenseful too, which in this situation, I don't know why he's trying to tell a suspenseful story, because like you're about to die. Like, let me tell you one last shocking story about myself. So then
I'm actually a dude. You may have thought that I was a girl this whole time. No, we actually didn't. I'll prove it to you. No, that's not necessary, sir.
Let me prove it to you. So, oh my gosh. He's like talking about there was this guy with a knife trying to get to some lady's baby, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, I was the guy with the knife. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so terrible. So, what was like the last really terrible thing? Oh, all this, too, they have like a rave cart on this train, like
Okay.
as in all of these young people partying. So you're keeping people at the back of the train to be trash, and then you have rave parties going on one whole cart.
Well, yeah, yeah, sure.
Then there's a part where they go upstairs, Brian, in a train.
Where did this train come from?
Yeah, it came from Willerford.
Oh, well, where is Williford on the train?
Yes, he's in the head of the train with the engine.
So is the planet like dead? Like you can't go outside and live kind of thing? So it's this airtight airtight train run by Willy Wonka.
No,
And then-
maybe that would have been interesting because we all know Willy Wonka has like a crazy streak. He's not exactly the most sane man. He owns midgets,
he does.
and he gets real angry all of a sudden.
So they're on this train eating bugs. It's the whole society on a train, and Captain America eats babies.
Yes.
Did he eat the babies on the train?
Yes.
Okay. How do you get away with that? That's like worse than Angela.
Yeah. Here's the kicker though, is he becomes their leader. And I'm like, you were eating their children and all of a sudden they have the confidence in you to be their leader? You were eating their kids. Were they sacrificing their kids to you? Like, take my child. But the thing is that's so creepy is they like worship this Willerford dude and they're like raising the elite children to like worship him. And then what's even more ridiculous is there's a spot down inside the floor of the train that a child has to be inside to keep the train going.
How?
Yes.
How? What is he? Is he like on a pedal? Is he like a hamster wheel?
It's like he's like, there's no explanation. All I see is him like scooping something out of something. Like, it's like, what is this?
Wait, okay. So they don't explain it. They just say that this has to be this way.
If they did, I don't remember. That movie was like frying my brain. I was getting so mad. I was pausing like every 3 minutes, like, okay, wait a minute. And my brother watched it with me and he was saying what trash it was. And then I text my best friend and I was like, okay, so I am watching Snowpiercer right now and I am not understanding what people liked about this. And she goes, I know, I watched it last year and I thought it was supposed to be good because like people act like it's a good movie. It's like,
So what is better, that or Sleepaway Camp?
I would rather watch Sleepaway Camp again. That movie just made me so irritated.
All right. Then that movie or the last Star Wars movie you watched?
I would rather watch Star Wars.
Okay. Sleepaway Camp or Star Wars?
Okay, that's a hard one.
Wow. I think that's the answer. That's a hard one.
That's a hard one. I'd probably watch Star Wars just because, like, I could fast forward the parts that I don't want to watch and just stick to the eye candy. You know what I'm saying?
Are you saying that the last scene in Sleepaway Camp was not eye candy?
That's not eye candy enough for you.
Your standards are impossibly high.
Because I don't want to look at 14-year-old naked boys with girl faces.
Yeah, probably not a good idea. Probably not a good way to stay out of prison.
The Abyss, I don't think
The Abyss? Where'd you see this?
Andrew said, have you seen The Abyss? I don't know if I've seen The Abyss.
Oh, I've seen The Abyss. I like The Abyss.
Abyss?
Of course, I haven't seen it in like 15 years. The Abyss is the Ed Harris is in it, and it's like under the ocean research center that comes across thing. I don't want to.
Oh, I did watch this.
Yeah. So okay.
But I guess I don't remember anything about it.
Would Sleepaway Camp be better if the murderer turned out to be Adam Driver?
Yes. Imagine that guy going around killing people. That's basically Star Wars.
But at the end, he's a girl.
Oh. Well.
It's a girl wearing an Adam Driver mask.
That would be so terrible. Could you imagine?
Now, you got to admit that Angela mask, as weird as it was pretty good special effects.
It was pretty good, but the weirdest part, though, is that it was sticking out so far. I think that's what made it so weird, is that it's like she was standing there, like, her shoulders back, and her head's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she
like,
was
it
kind of
seemed
like
it was, like, way out there. That hurts my neck. I don't recommend Snowpiercer, but if you want to waste over 2 hours that feel like 4 hours, go ahead.
2 hours that feel like 4. There's your review. If you want to watch a movie, a 2-hour movie that makes you feel like it was 4 hours, go ahead.
You try me. I mean, that was so infuriating. Oh, then there was this part that was like, what did they call it? The something like Betrayal of the Seven or something like that, or but so it's like these 7 people that tried to get off the train, and they pass it every year because they, every single year this train does the same route because and it doesn't really make sense because what route are we taking that would take a whole year to get across where we're going? I don't
understand where you're going.
Yeah, what route are we taking? They're not going anywhere, It's just so they can live.
Oh.
And why not die at this point? But then you look out the window and there's only 5 people frozen. And I'm like, I thought they said 7. They did say 7. It's something 7. And I'm like, did they have babies or something? What do you mean? Because I'm only seeing 5 people frozen. So then they're like talking about what trash these people are because they tried to get away. And then it turns out that the Korean guy, I don't remember what his name is, he was saying that there was a plane down on a cliff edge that he could see better this year. So that means that it's melting. So the end of the movie is where, everything's about to just freaking blow up. I don't even remember how it happened, to be honest. I was just waiting for the movie to get over. So then the Asian guy the Korean guy had a daughter, and then Chris Evans had the woman's son, the kid that was underneath the floor trying to run the train.
Okay.
So
the kid underneath the floor.
Yeah.
Was trying to run the train.
And they have to be a certain size too. So they have to actually go collect new kids from the back of the train and measure them to make sure they will fit in that space. Which, nobody down there was pregnant, and he was like, so yeah, the back of the train seems to produce children well, and I'm like, no one's doing it back there. All they're doing is eating babies.
Captain America is eating babies.
So the end of the movie is Chris Evans and Korean guy grabbing the 2 kids, and then somehow when the train blows up,
spoilers.
Those 2 what?
Spoilers?
Sure, yeah, they're spoilers, sorry. So those 2 blow away somehow, you don't see them. Then the girl and the boy, so the girl's 17 and the boy is probably 8, I guess. Maybe he's 5. She says he's 5. I'm not good at kids' ages. So he all of the sudden has his size child fur coat on when they get out of the train.
Okay.
You tell me how that's possible.
Anything's possible when Captain America eats babies.
I guess so. What would drive Captain America to eat babies, I wonder?
Being on a train for... That's like being on a taxiing airplane for 5 years. We're never getting off the ground. We're never going anywhere. And then you just flip out.
So yeah, that movie was terrible.
All right. So I'm finishing up this last little face here. Then we've been going an hour and a half talking about great movies.
I'm gonna next movie get some really good info on the movie and take notes while I watch it.
Okay.
The next one's going to be good. I should rewatch The Abyss, I guess. I watched that with Josh, but I don't really... I thought it would be cooler because I think too much about movies before I watch them, and I just thought there would be some cooler stuff in it. I don't know.
All right, so we're gonna call the stream there.
Okay, let's call it. Let's get out of here.
And but if anybody has recommendations for more movies, you can leave them in the comments below.
Yes, please recommend movies, and they don't have to be terrible either, because I'll go insane. You can give some terrible ones. Maybe we'll watch Sleepaway Camp.
For every 2 bad movies, you have to have one good one.
Yes,
Maybe we should do like
one.
Sleepaway Camp 2 on the Discord, like a watch party for Sleepaway Camp 2.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'm ready. Special edition of The Abyss. Oh, okay.
All right, everybody. Be good. I'm shutting this thing down. Just remember that all of this